Okay, yep, stream started.
Hello, everybody. My name's
Hello,
Markiplier.
everybody. My name is Markiplier, and today I'm reminded of the fucking Spotify playlist that is the entirety of Markiplier's first FNAF video.
You just casually have that.
No, I don't have it on me, but I just remember it.
Uh,
Okay, right. Back.
it's still loading.
So I still need to beat Twisted Thread, but it's just this one cutscene, so. See? You're already looking much better than those superfluous animal parts removed. You're seriously about wanting your own move. I already answered that. Under the Bobby's wing. At least until you can cultivate your movement. Perhaps. I don't suppose words any meaning now. Fuck's sakes, now I'm reminded of the JJK. At this point, words are meaningless. Domain expansion. It's just a fucking three-way domain expansion. The Dalty raised her giant arm as though to strike us in her final act of war, then slammed it down upon the door we entered through instead. Oh, I can do it. Mid-sentence, the Dulcie suddenly went limp like a Mortius marionette whose strings were dead. And here I thought at least her last words were going to be sarcastic. Oh, give me a second. Yeah, I just need to take care of something.
Alright.
Okay, right. And here I thought that at least her last words were going to be circuit in it. Thus we are made foes with yet another finger, the ring. Gregor.
Oh. Let's not doom and gloom already, fellas. We beat an officer of the fingers and all on our own. For the first time, didn't we? I see that as a pretty definite win.
All on your own, huh? Do you want to voice Kira or no?
I mean, I did voice her last time, didn't I?
Sure. Okay. I couldn't remember, that's why I was asking.
All good. Come on, bro. I was fighting my ass off out there. Out here. Not there.
Here, Gregor has a point. The outcome of the battle would not have been changed by a significant margin even if you had not been here, Kira. Hi, Holy Zay.
Hello.
Zodi. I
Welcome
don't know
in.
how to say your name, sorry.
Zaldi.
This is more like
Or-
it. Won't have to freak out over a mere BB anymore, long as we're with Clock. Hey, don't start congratulating yourself for achieving the bare minimum. Those who celebrate over so small an occurrence don't deserve to stand beside the executive man. Well, that's probably why I don't remember how to say your name, sorry. Well, I guess this isn't impressive at all to anyone who's used to be stronger like Otis or Don Quixote.
Percy, speak not such folly, for the joy of my shit, what?
Compatriots.
compatriots is my own.
Have you any inkling as to why she might have, in her final moments, elected to demolish the door? Right? It's not like we've a shortage of doors in here. Are we really debating the logical thought process of someone who was 2 seconds away from dropping dead? Come on, let's get out of here so we can bring everyone else up to date. Didn't we just leave this room? Ishmael walked through the door we'd entered through. And appeared behind us. Oh shit, where'd the exit go? Don't tell me the exit changes every time someone walks through it. No, can't be that easy. I am barred from enjoying the fresh air of the outside world. No longer free to travel the mountains and cliffs as my feet would carry me, as the other members of the Pinky are. I wish to no avail that I should be allowed to wave the lights of wings and the back streets. Hi, Dark Souls.
Hello.
No, I did beat the boss. It was mildly annoying. Oh, fuck, that was a good neck crack.
I even heard it.
Oh, wait, it got picked up on the mic? Damn, it was that loud, huh?
Yeah.
Also, I'm not gonna lie, I kinda dislike this intervalo because of the amount of fuckery that was done to the timeline. Like, that is why I dislike this intervalo. I'm not gonna lie or pretend like it's anything else. I just fucking dislike... I just dislike the fucking fuckery that happened to the timeline.
I think I'm cooked.
So this is what she meant. The back door through which we traveled is a passage to the corridor of the one called the Index Nurse Father. Crossing the broken door, we may, however, it averts us but a brief jest to the Pinky Nurse Father's Arias corridor. Therefore, it returns us to this room. Yeah, I kind of know it. I mean, the best explanation for how Mong works comes from Leviathan, which this intervalo actually just puts into questionable canonity. Room's now locked in a loop without a start point. Won't matter what door we open. Is there anything we can do? A rescue team will arrive in time. As this location adheres to the regular flow of time, unlike the warp trains, it will be approximately between a week or two from the perspective before we can return. That's pretty long. Well, the first problem we're going to have is dealing with this is food, as far as I'm aware. We should be good for at least 3 days. Thanks, Radia. So let's... I didn't bring any snack. It's not like we were about to walk into one of the L-Corp branches or a dungeon, so... Fun fact, you can actually survive, depending on your body math, for like, I think up to 2 weeks. No, not 2 weeks, 2 months. If not longer. I don't remember the exact amount of time someone has lasted. It's just like 3 days without there being like major fucking side effects.
Yeah.
Yes, we are rapidly approaching the fucking goat.
Lack of water, though.
Yeah, water after the first day, that's the fucking problem. Because after the first day without water, I'm pretty sure you can't just, like, you just straight up cannot open your hands anymore. I've seen Kim's face, and that's it. But I've been told it's literally the first thing in the intervalo, and I haven't gotten a good look at it, so... it will be fine, trust. Yeah, makes sense. Looks like we're going to have to get through this room. Give this room a thorough search, then. Also, I will say, I still need to finish Twisted Thread. I just couldn't have been fucked before. No need. Also, if it sounds like my voice is more chewy, I have bubblegum. If there's no exit, we cut open our own. What about the part where it cuts your memories too? Deal with that yet? Yeah, well, I did a single 10 pull to try and get the ego, didn't. Oh well. No, the sword, it still carves my memory with every slash. I will say the voice thing, because it was distorted, was kind of hard to make out. Don't know what memory it'll slice away this time, but it'll be something recent or one I hold dear. Alright, wait. Don't be so bloody rash about it. Other than me, no one but Heathcliff still remembers the person he holds in loving depths of his heart. Ever since the day of the separate tempest, memory took on a special, precious meaning to Heathcliff. Heathcliff suddenly reached out to grab Ryoshu's arm. Though Heathcliff and Ryoshu certainly were undoubtedly different from each other, it was clear that Ryoshu's reckless attitude towards sacrificing her own memories triggered a sort of anxiety in Heathcliff. What? Didn't you hear? Them nerds? Them nerdles will be here in a week or two to get us out. Why don't we just keep that sword nicely in that scabbard and get it out? The radio doesn't work. What if we went up to the rooftop and entered one of those doors up there? There are thousands of them. One of the questions be by doing so, we would be putting ourselves at great risk of casting ourselves into an endless maze that is this corridor.
Oh, carrot. Okay, but we're dead meat if that brick wall of a maestro wanders right into this room. That wolf lady's last words. Man, I'm seeing the flags. It's hella risky move, but it's a hella risky move, yeah. But I think Yoshihide had her OP sword is our best bet.
I will say Heathcliff is just kind of a cool guy. He understands. Okay, he is a dumbass when it comes to intellect, but he is like actually a genius when it comes to people. He understands people better than, well, most people really realize. I'll be right back. I need to get some water. Yeah, he's emotionally intelligent.
Mhm.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Right, but what if we got lucky and they find us in a day or two? Quit freaking out, HC. It will only be forgotten, not lost. Well, good memories don't tend to last very long. It's been a fun experience, Clock. I looked towards the scabbard, expecting it to rattle violently as it did earlier, but it remained still. The white blade soon reveals itself and cut across the wall where the door used to be. And naturally, as the Arishik's blade cleaves through the wall, so does it Ryoshu's memories. We were really getting somewhere. The thin strands of Araya's image, which had just begun to console, slowly unraveled and fall apart once again. Even still, Araya released the blade without hesitation. But it's okay. We'll try again, so. Conveying no resentment, no hatred, but few words of consolation. Don't feel too bad. As her voice faded into a gentle dark with Ryoshu's memories. Jesus fuck. That's fucked
I
up.
think there's an...
That's just fucked up. Fuck, there's more.
I was about to say, I believe there's one more. Wait, Roland, you want me to voice him?
No, I got it. Ah, welcome back. Question. What exactly was the point of verifying each backdoor within the House of Spiders? Oh, Onheim didn't fill you in? Any information regarding these doors holds an immeasurable value for us, not to mention the higher-ups requesting us to reorganize the House of Spiders into a base of operations as soon as possible. Even if we have to rush our work a little. Only speculation here, but I'm quite convinced that they're preparing for a conflict of sorts. These little pockets of absolute safety are extra valuable during these operations, as you already know. Wait, stop. Oh, no, you're Gregor.
Wait, stop right there. What conflict? What operation? Are you just saying that your bosses are preparing for a war or something? Yeah.
I just feel like there isn't enough alarm in his voice, considering what he just saying. Preparing for what? Not even trying to hide it anymore, huh? Did I say something wrong? Must you ask to know? I thought everyone already knew. I mean, it's an open secret at this point. L Corp has already fallen. W Corp is teetering on the brink of collapse. You call us the aspiring W Corp. We call Limbus Company the aspiring L Corp, meaning we have a shared goal. Unlike the dead and gone L Corp, the current W Corp's still kicking, despite its rapid decline in recent years. I fucking hate this! They keep contradicting themselves! God damn it!
Wait, how has...
Because fucking the decline would have come from Lovetown and people disappearing on that.
Oh shit. That's
But
right.
the fucking smoke war was closer to a decade than 2 decades ago. How much plenty of evidence that W Corp is operating perfectly fine and there are no fucking hitches or issues currently going on.
Now it seems like W Corp is not.
God fuck!
Right when we're at the last node, you fuck still pissed me off with it. Ugh. And as we all know, companies in the city aren't worth much unless they've got the military force to back them, right? It's only natural that a business conflict would lead to a physical one as well. This is just a mere team leader speaking, though. Who knows what the higher-ups in our company are thinking. Either way, much fruitful collaboration was had today. This will reflect pretty well in our performance maintenance. And we didn't even suffer that many losses. I can safely say that you should expect a positive review from us regarding this collaboration. After saying our farewells to Alan, we returned to the forward base and shared with Hohenheim everything that happened so far. Hohenheim and Faust both did not seem willing to discuss the subject of the looming conflict, so we instead discussed how Ryoshu's memories and sword re-examined. Oi, Hohenheim, results out yet? Not yet. Not yet, assistant. Not yet, assistant. I clearly remember telling you 3 minutes ago that it would take about 20 minutes. 20 more minutes. Have you forgotten already? He talks too much. Ryoshu sounded irritated as she scolded Heathcliff, but I could sense a defiant undercurrent of anxiety from the way she kept puffing her cigarette to a stub at increasingly shorter intervals. This room may be more smoke than oxygen at this point. I'm slowing down a tad. You're practically fumigating the room with cigarette smoke. Then speed up, classes. Gonna bounce as soon as I hear the results. Both of you need to learn Those of you need to learn that things take time. Yes, time is indeed relevant, but the fact that I have managed to collect an in-depth analysis of an item of such mystery in a single day is an incredibly fast turnaround, and therefore it deserves your appreciation. I've been attempting to rein in the more self-indulgent part of myself as of late, but I believe this achievement deserves to be elaborated upon. It is an evident truth that such a result could not have been replicated had it not been for my genius brain. Go out to the hallways and grab any passing researchers and tell them about my incredible turnaround time. You will hear them say, "Wow, done already?" And to that I will answer, STFU. Evidently tired of the two sinners alternate turns hounding him for results, Hohenheim seemed to speed up the analysis and managed to hit the finish line much earlier than 20 minutes. Whoa, done already? Yes. There are times when test results are extracted earlier than predicted timeframes. Many of those instances are easily attributed to my genius at work. Then why aren't you saying anything? Give me the TR now. You did tell me to shut the fuck up. So, I'm attempting to observe the exact mannerisms of doing precisely that.
Huh. You think Yoshihide would ever use known acronyms straight? What if it's something like, sheesh, that's a full day, unwinded after work though?
And your vocabulary on her imparted. That is exactly what I meant. She's better than my MTL in some ways. How she lies as she breathes. At that moment, I must have caught a glimpse at the scabbard rattling slightly atop the examination device. Almost as though it was giggling. Very well. Then I'll get right into it. First, the memory of the time she was collecting for her cooking has been erased. Kira.
Oh, sorry. Huh? That's it?
Hardly. Second, a name has been erased from her memories. Do you recall the name of the man who works with manager Sadia? Elfie? I would have asked in past terms had it been him who I was referring to. She forgot fucking Pilot!
I mean, Pilot was kind of an irrelevant character, so...
Okay, that's funny as fuck. Glad Miss Sardia wasn't here for that. That kid, right? I don't remember his name. She forgot Pilot's name? Among other miscalculated deleted memories are 127 2 hours of Don Quixote's tales of adventures and types of food she fed to a seagull. fresh upon it, dost thou speak that the memories of most precious to young Yoshus and mine have been thrown to utter destruction? I know you want to voice Don Quixote, but I needed to voice that.
Alright.
Look, Donkey. I'm not trying to be mean here, but it seems plenty acceptable, doesn't it? For the price of unsheathing a sword like that. If we're going by sheer volume, I would have quickly said yeah, it's middle-aged. It's acceptable. It's erased several days worth of memories just for a single swing, didn't it? I mean, yeah, but they kind of sound like inconsequential memories, don't they? Greg, he forgets stuff all the time. How's this any different? The seemingly inconsequential nature of these particular memories aren't achieved by sheer luck. In fact, it seems to have been imparted by the scabbard of Araishi, or to be more precise, the power of Araya's ego. That's so. What the fuck? Wait, so, okay. So she becomes time distorted, and then egos herself into being a scabbard that can that can select which memories are deleted for the specific sort. Fuck it! Fuck it! Ego can just be whatever it wants. Ryosho looked down at the scabbard, with an uncertain, hollow look in her eyes. It reminders of Araya, in Ryosho's recollected, is a blank space where the fragments of her existence used to be severed and removed again. While it takes a rather significant amount of time, the scabbard seems to be, yes, capable of selecting which of Sinner Ryoshu's memories are to be erased as the cost of using Araishi. Fair. Sounds like I should be grateful, then. But Ryoshu regards the scabbard with a confused look, as though to approach the outlines of its void she left behind.
Oh, so it's got like a cooldown timer? She can use it whenever, as long as she gives it time to select the trivial memories.
Okay, wait, okay, but ego works in a specific way. Because I do know there is only a certain, there is a kind of penalty to using it. Hence why Deborah wasn't able to completely maintain it in Library of Runa unless, certain conditions were met. She had a limit on it. So does that mean a fucking Araya is just choosing to be the scabbard? Just to fuck with us at this point? At any second, the fucking scabbard could disappear, and then there could just be a child.
High possible chance.
Jesus fucking Christ! I hope that happens, because that would be so stupidly funny. I wouldn't be so quick to dismiss them as trivial. The memory is of the time when you were completing of your cooking. It was quite a precious memory, wasn't it? You've performed an investigation calculation of the relic's cost. Yes, according to our measurements. The storm The sword seems to function in the weight of each memory when calculating the cost of wielding it. It's become rather clear that it takes more than light memories to properly wield it. So, have her memories been restored? We get to... Oh my god, that would be so fucking funny. Like, Araya just un-egos herself in a difficult fight and just becomes the Pinky Nurse Father to assist us. And then when the fight's over, she just goes back to scabbard mode.
That could. That could work.
I mean, hey, at least we don't need to yell at Don Quixote to take her shoes off anymore. We just need to fucking yell at the scabbard. Quickly! Go hag mode! They both try killing, like, the Nurse Father IDs and clash each... Oh my god. As presumed, attempts to recall the erased beings existed has resulted in failure. It is quite scourging. But not all is lost. Simply by knowing that something used to be there in that negative space, many things can be reminisced upon. Like Ryoshu said, forgotten but not lost. Clock. You just stepped foot into the world of Sangram. She flashes a brisk of smiles, then smirked it away with a pum of cigarette smoke. Collecting of the BG will restore it. What used to be here in the pocket of the void in my heart, one day, my one and only. Ryoshu gaze traced the invisible, the unpreventable. A few more days passed us by. We didn't spend those days idling. We visited Sade's pilot in recovery. Did a few odd jobs. And they're likely helping suppress a distortion containment breach caused by the new LCE hire. But with all those loose ends tied up, we managed to finally, after so long, kind of feels like we're home again. We're out of the fucking building! Return to the bus. Sweet bus. The chairs could use a little more cushioning, but there isn't anything like it out there. Damn, this is your ride? Hella badass. Wait, did we just kidnap a child from, like, the fucking research team and we're bringing it with us? We're out of the fucking building.
I believe so.
Cool, we've just kidnapped a child.
Nah, Kira wanted to be with us.
So we're just gonna have Kira on the bus now? Okay, you know what? Fuck it, I vibe with it. Between two individuals who were looking rather pleased by Kira's atmosphere, Hohenheim squeezed through to warn us about something to watch out for. Fuck! She's not coming. I asked team leader Alan to set the coordinates somewhere as close as possible to the nest. Keep driving through the door, and it will bring you right to an empty slot on a highway. Don't hesitate or hit the brakes, because if any changes Because if by any chance there is a car behind you, it will crash into the bus. Not. So, what are you two doing here on the bus? Decided to join the better team, did you? I must admit, to a certain degree of intrigue in hearing your exploits, but to accompany you through them is an entirely different manner. Isn't it? I'm only here to adjust your coordinates. Speaking of which, just how did you manage to escape your confinement? I told them I had some stuff to help you with, and they let me out after making me scribble over some documents. Solid little T conflicts hella boring, so I thought I might get some air. Might as well say goodbye to while I'm out and about, right? Can we just kidnap Kira? It'd be so funny.
I don't know how to say their name, says unfortunately.
Like,
Kira's
we
not
just get a
coming.
fucking call from Hohenheim. The fucking middle apprentice is gone. And where do you know where she went? And just fucking Dot and just like Faust is on the phone looking at Kira. No, we have no clue where she got to. I see. You're exploiting the fact that the new hires don't have any grudges against you. I thought I told them to impress upon the new hires that prisoners are to be treated as expendables to the right. Person in charge of that training is currently checked into a long-term recovery ward. More problems stemmed from the shortage of manpower. I'd best indicate this in the report. Sounds like we're both here to see us go. Well then, time for a vacancy, I suppose. Perhaps I've grown far too used to seeing your faces. Saying goodbye doesn't come out as easy as I expected it to. Another day of reunion must await us in the future. I would appreciate it if such a reunion had a low problematic occurrences. Well, I am not very particular of matters stemming like the problematic theory. I hope your persistence is dead right. Well then. Hey. Oh wait. You there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, spaced out.
Give me a second. Just while you read this, I have something to take care of on Arknights. Right. Are you going to read it?
Sorry, was speaking to my dad.
Okay.
Hey, Yoshihide.
What?
I wouldn't say we're family exactly, but listen, there's a lot of stuff I want to say to you, and a lot of stuff I want to hear from you, okay? So SYL. Did I do that right? What was that even meant to mean?
acronym into L. And call me Ryoshu, not Yoshihide. Prefer the echoes of that name. After a round of goodbyes, the two departed from the bus, and no sooner had the machinery clicked into place than the bus's wheels began to turn, bringing us closer and closer towards a blinding
That's absolute
radiant
bullshit.
portal, measuring enough to engulf the bus hull. Well, off to our next destination, I guess. Oh, right. Where are we headed next? Dante inquires about the next destination, Virgilius. Ah, now that's more like it. Been too bloody long since I've heard that question. Yeah, don't get too excited. When has the answer to the question ever led us to anything that's not downright bizarre? Virgilius gave us a faint, knowing smile, as though to confirm Ishmael's previous remark, then delivered a comment that sounded too lighthearted for its gravity. Downright bizarre, is it? Well, let me just say that it's high time we faced such a sight. Our next destination is District 14. In other words, Manager Dante, we are now in Corp. So we're going there after all, Corp.
Oh, Gregor. Plenty of faces that I'd rather not see. Oh yeah, that's right. Corp hates prosthetics. This boss is absolute bullshit.
Okay, right. As the rest of the sinners voiced their various gripes and discontents with Corp, Mersol, who probably had the most amount of history with the wing, seemingly flipped over his newspaper like usual and began reading it with the same nonchalant expression. As though for him, none of this changed anything. Now departing. Vroom, vroom. With that, the bus resumed its journey to yet another tale. We're finally out of the fucking buildings! No longer are we banished to China and a shitty fucking place! Also, you want to hear my theory on where I think the L Corp, where Limbus Company is actually located?
Where is it?
The place where L Corp used to be, aka where the library used to be, because thematically that just fucking works.
Yeah, it oddly does. Also, this boss I'm currently fighting for the... Also, I'm not saying anything about the Kanto.
I will be back. I just need to fucking, like, get some food. I'm starving.
Yeah, I should honestly get some food too, but, I'm gonna just say this. The intervalo for, this is Verto speaking. The boss for Mersault's, well, for the Blade Lineage intervalo, it has some of the most bullshit thing I have ever seen. I swear to fucking God. I said I sadly cannot say anything the about the boss and such, cause I cause risk risk of spoiling Roland over here. But this boss has so much bullshit tactics. I just don't know. Honestly, this may be a Yeah, this is a forfeit for the dungeon. I give up. This boss has absolute bullshit. Like you mean at a certain amount of poise, it just turns all coins into red coins. We'll be right back. I'm gonna have some lunch.
I'm back. Hello? Berta. Berta. Also, my jaw kind of hurts because I had fucking bubble gum before. Alberta also went to get food, okay. Okay, right. Just gonna fucking get into it since Bert ain't here. No, wait.
Hello.
For this one, we should go about it like... Hi. No, Heathcliff's been in the Vanguard for too long. You should pull him back and let him... Dante. Oh, hey, sorry. Did you say something? I provided you an answer to your question, but you exhibited no observational response. If the sinner's combat performance is diminishing beyond manageable pre-measures, no, things aren't that bad, but it's just hard to focus on one conversation while I'm trying to support battles happening in a completely different place at once. On top of that, Rhodia's shopping chatter starts to get a little distracting. A few days after we entered N-Corp's district, the bus pulled over in the back streets of N-Corp to take care of a distortion case. This contract was supposed to be handled jointly with the LCD, but distortions suddenly started cropping up all over the area of the back streets, called the Butcher's Street, without any cohesive pattern, no observation point of origin or route of spread. Nothing convenient like that. And I had no choice but to split the sinners into several groups and send them out. Otis, Ishmael... Okay, I'm just gonna fucking eat before my food gets cold.
I'm doing that. I forgot, Roland. Did I ever get the chance to friend you on Steam?
I don't know.
Oh, hold up. Here you go.
Also, I actually needed to respond to someone too, so yeah. Otis, Ishmael, Sinclair, Don Quixote, Yisang, and Marsal were on their way to rendezvous with the LCD team. Heathcliff, Gregor, and Hong Lu were suppressing distortions that had shown up from other directions. And with our onboard stock scrapped below down to the bottom, Rhodia and Ryoshu, who were done with their share of suppression work, were put in charge of buying supplies for the bus. Jesus Christ. As for Faust, she decided to stay behind with me on the bus. I wanted to get this thorough counseling session I'd been putting off, and I thought I might as well give myself some much needed practice with handling new golden bow powers I had acquired. To reiterate, there is no issue requesting special concern regarding Faust. Counseling from Faust. It is true that Faust has, on several reciting occurrences, expressed dissatisfaction with a certain Faust. However, those incidents should be classified as mere personal grievances. I mean, that's good if that's all there is to it, but this was not the first time Faust had seemed unlike herself. There had been times before when she spent far longer alone than usual, lost in thought. Moments when she could not process immediate answers to questions from other centers or me. Could it be you can't access the Gesellschaft? May I ask your basis for that inference? Because you're acting a lot like you did back on the warp train. It appears they remain observations on which you should be capable of surprising Faust, Dante. So I was right, you really are cut off from the Gesellschaft. That was not intended as a confirmation of your conjure. Maybe she's saying that while she can technically answer the Gesellschaft, it might as well be that she can't. I wish I could have asked more and get more to the bottom of it. But the way she was sidestepping the subject told me that prying wouldn't get me any further insight. Right. I won't press you if you don't want to talk about it. Your resolution is appreciated. Shall we move on? Yes. Your counseling is the next agenda. After cross-referencing... Yeah, she got timed out from the Gesellschaft. After cross-referencing the records portraying to the recent events in the House of Spiders, it would appear that the memories concerning the individuals designated as Sora and Rian currently remain only with you, Dante. Okay, that would be funny as fuck. As such, should the inference of Ryoshu and her sword lead to any further omissions in the official records, the manager will be responsible for submitting the necessary information. Yeah, not the first time I was the only one left with intact information, huh? That's right, despite H-Corp memory wipe process and Catherine's erasure by Golden Bow Power and Araya slicing people from existence, I was the only one who remembered what had transpired. But ironically enough, the memories I had prior to swapping my head with this clock still show no signs of returning. Why don't my old memories come back, though? Is it because of this clockhead? Specifically based on your experiences with the bus team thus far, it will not meaningfully contribute to the recovery of your former memories, manager. In divulging reasoning constructed from memories with gaps, after all, is bound to have significantly less intimacy. Bongi would serve as adept analysis. Bongi? Yes. Oh my god, Bao, shut the fuck up. Why do... I already go to therapy! I don't want to go to a fictional character's therapy!
Also, Bongi? I thought they never returned to the Bongis.
I'll be right back. I'm cold. I need to get, like, a fucking hoodie. I'm back.
Welcome back.
Yes, Spongy receiving feed and increasing in body mass alone would provided with no meaningful basics for identification, and providing of its remnants, even at terminal stage, would explode to kitchen instruments, and the heat of the stove, its limited expressions would prove inadequate to console an understanding of its ultimate fate and purpose. Clearly, I need more therapy. I don't want more I don't want therapy from fucking Faust. Likewise, the ultimate answer to your doubts can only be obtained from the whole of the experience that you have accumulated at the terminus of your entire journey. That is, your allotted mission. Because treasure awaits at the end of the road, at the end of hell. And that treasure will give me back my memories and my head also. Indeed, at the end of the road, you will be able to engrave your aspect. I still have no idea what aspect means, or even whatever its objective. But if I knew one thing, it's that me from before all of this began had wanted it badly, obsessively, desperately. Also, something funny. LCB checkup, it feels like everyone I talk to remembers that intervalo wildly differently.
All I remember is Don Quixote having to take off her shoes and then Blood Feast.
It's more like in insect knowledge, but my memory's gone. But with my memory's gone. That feeling, however strong it is, does not change the fact that it is just another word with no distinct mental image. And you're not going to tell me what it actually is, are you? The aspect. What it means, or why I wanted it so much. If it remains a piece of information that must be disclosed to you, then no. I am unable to tell you. Pay it no mind. You are still following your star acceptably. Please continue on concentrate on the journey. More importantly, have you grown accustomed to that incomplete power? Current observation suggests that you have yet to arrive at that level. Well, I've got plenty used to focusing on one part at a time, but keeping track of several parts at once is still a bit rough. So basically he's saying he struggled with activating multiple fucking Durante abilities. Which is so funny because we could have 4 going at once during the fucking fight with Rien. Otis's team is doing well in combat, even without my direct supervision. Rhodia's team is shopping and not engaging in battle at the moment. Taking my mind off them would prove much easier, but that would have given me the much needed practice, so I'm doing my best to keep an eye on every center status. Sacrificing familiarity should result in subverted tactical values. You would be able to cast a wider net when information gathering an employee previously unavailable tactical patterns. Right. And I'd also be able to tell when it's a bad time to call someone in, too. Even as I continued talking with Faust, I made sure to stop observing the place. This is where each group is. I made sure not to stop and what they're doing. Yep, pulling Heathcliff to the rear was the right call. I don't see any injuries. His team's still doing pretty well, even without my directions. As for Rhodia, wait, did she just stuff all of the pretense and bread she bought into her pocket? How did she manage that with a huge baguette? And Otis's group, let's see, looks like they've joined with the LCD team without any issues. LCD, then that guy over there must be. Hang on. There's a dude I've seen before, but he seems a bit different from what I remember. Could you specify the issue? I'm monitoring the situation right now. We should probably join up with them too. Let's end the counseling here. Thank God the therapy's over. This is rather peculiar, Dante. If the incident is of serious nature, perhaps a request of support from the LCC... No, it's not an incident. Though I would have said it's not serious. Thought I should have said it's not serious.
Anyways, back.
Welcome back. I love how Dante has two coats. This is going from bad to worse. Really, Dante seems to be tied up helping the other groups. Otis, command calls have been working out well enough. I'll give her that. We've managed to hold the line better than expected, but we're definitely starting to feel the strain. Why are you waving your hand all over all of a arm and hand signals? What signals? What's swinging the arm sideways even supposed to mean? You don't know? It's scatter, damn it! So scatter! Crash. That was close. We almost got flattened. Damn it. Even rookies with nothing but the most rudimentary of military training would have recognized a hand signal as that basic. Well, we're not at all trained soldiers here, are we? Barely. The favor of a single hand signal was making both a civil and yet when thou suddenly waved an arm around, clearly and uncertainly thy hand, that mysterious force, only to suddenly turn tail. Forsooth, I am left profound of the understanding what thou meanest to say. To think that all of the personnel in this team, only the Swaby has the discipline to interpret a basic field signal. I only picked up on it during my sail days, and realistically speaking, did you really expect ordinary people like the others to understand professional military signals? This is still unacceptable. After all the operations you have been deployed under my lead, you're still ignorant to what when it comes to non-verbal signals. I don't think Dante would have ever known those signals. Yeah, yep. Might as well be splitting hairs, literally. Let us approach our raise hearts and follow Miss Otis's instructions. We should dispart and withdraw.
Mountain lightning. Slam.
Oh,
Oh
hi,
my
Ezra.
god. That took so much, like, out of me. I'm not even gonna lie. That was one of the hardest fucking reads I've done in a minute.
Hmm.
Yay, pretty cool, huh? Let's face it, I know how to make one heck of an entrance. Oh, are you supposed to be cleaning up the distortions upstairs? Oh, finished a million years ago. You guys were taking forever, so I figured I'd take a peek and lend a hand. You're welcome. Split by your thunderous descent, the floors from the sharp are now crushed beyond mending, getting deep enough to be likened to the incomplete of a well splitting. Don't you worry your head about it. That's all the after team to take care of. Anyway, that should be all of them, right? The force of your landing neutralized the last of the distortions outside of the building. Right. Can you check on the distorted peeps' faces and clothes? Their faces are all smudged. Makes my skin crawl. It's not a pleasant sight. As for their attire, do you want to take Dawn?
Yep. This one appeareth to be a sweeper, and that one yonder bears the attire of an ordinary fixer.
And this distortion I landed on, probably a local resident judging by the clothes. Did any of you happen to see any nearby busters with a big pop and a flash? Nay, not once. Okie dokie. You know what? Then let's all head upstairs. This suppression request is taking kind of a pain. We'll need to put together a nice, neat plan before we start poking it too hard. A plan? Oh wait.
A plan? Sayest thou? How was this not a mere matter of slaying distortions where they stand?
Huh? What? Did nobody brief you? This has oft been the signals of our assessments. We are given instructions, we perform them. Only afterwards do we begin to perceive the nature of our contour of the task, to which we have commended our hands. Really? Huh. Well, yes, every department has its own way of doing things. No big deal. I'll explain everything once we're upstairs. Oh, by the way, you didn't get to meet the whole team last time, did you? Our new girl is, this time, that dude, our new girl, only our new girl. This time, that dude, I mean, Master the Bamboo-Headed Kim also over here, so... Oh god, voicing any female is weird to me. Huh? He's okay now?
You want me to take over?
No, it's fine. He sure is. You'll be surprised once you see how good he is now. But last time you said he was still under treatment. To be precise, I believe Miss Ungdu stated his mind is yet to regain its former tranquility. That? You'll get it once you see him. I feel like we'll
We're just up having the same we'll end up having the same conversation twice if I say anything about it now. Creak. You have arrived. It's blinding. So bright. The midday sun is pouring in like crazy. Ongdu, get out of the way. You're starting to look like an Arabic and Mursal has a gun. Yet the warm tickle of the sunbeam is rather acceptable. No, it's not the sunlight. Because unlike this, there is more to the sunlight than its warmth. Then what exactly is this light? Why is this thing on again? It's bright enough to fry my eyeballs. Apologies, Lady Ezra. I am yet to accommodate to this machinery. This is my first time laying a hand upon the complex workings of such a contraption. It activated on its own accord. I have yet to discover the method by which it may be silenced. That's why I told you to leave it alone. Fiddling with things you don't understand usually end with something, or you, broken. Nothing good comes of it, I tell you. But Mentor, Lady Moses has instructed me that in every moment and event, clues are hidden under the veil of one's surroundings and must be examined with care. Yes, that only works if you are savvy about the knack. Hang on, did you just say mentor? I have not yet been afforded a proper opportunity to introduce him to you. This here is the esteemed leader of the Blade lineage, who is all but a master under whom I have appraised. Do you really have to dress it up like that? I told you to only take on the role. I told you I only took on the role because there wasn't anyone else around to take the job. Switch. Where's the switch? Ah, gotcha. Click. He's hitting the fucking pose that, oh god. What's the lawyer from JJK? Higuruma. He's hitting he's hitting a Higuruma pose.
That's bamboo-headed Kim.
Goodness. Known as bamboo-headed Kim. Yeah, that's me, I guess. I should say pleasure to meet you, folks. What the fuck? Okay, so more often than not, the first impression are prone to change. Bamboo-headed Kim, I remember, was a man who drowned in his own fathoms, blaming himself for his powerlessness with a listless, heavy voice. That, however, had been a while since his distortion and sunken into himself. So I find his original personality to be somewhat different. But this is not just somewhat. His personality isn't even in the same ballpark as my expectations. You're telling me this guy here is bamboo-headed Kim? Yep, we double-checked with Ezra and she said he really is the same guy. Well, that fire on your head, not hot at all? Fascinating stuff. Can you... Okay, can we check again just in case? I really can't wrap my head around the fact that this is the Saria, serious man who we'd fought. Just look at what he's doing. He's rubbing my face all over like he's checking out some kind of magnificent omen. Lots of ticking and talking going on. That sounded supposed to. That's supposedly to sound like they're talking to you folks, huh? Further confirmation has been reduned. Dante, this individual is concretely, certainly identified to be the one designated as Bamboo-Headed Kim. I've got no idea what you folks are so surprised about. Ungdu, just what exactly have you been telling people about me? They're all staring like they've seen a ghost. I told them you are a greatest and formidable warrior mentor. But they don't look like they've heard most. They don't look like they've heard the most flattering things about me. They don't. You hear it. The faint uncertainty of disappointment in the ticking. There, don't you hear it? The faint uncertainty, uncurrent of disappointment in the ticking. I also told them that you are a man of few words, but with much affection for the followers under your command. Ungdu. Yes, mentor. That's a complete and utter lie. A man of few words is definitely not something you can say about a guy who's as talkative as me, don't you think? Yet I spoke no falsehood. Although your condition is rather shallow, perhaps less refined from a leader of an organization, you are much more relevant and tactile when conversing with those unfamiliar to you, are you not? Also, I see she got a haircut. No matter who one may be, one is bound to inspect either appropriately or disappropriately from those around him. So I referred for mentioning any truths that might invite the latter. To even hint at anything that might tarnish the reputation of my master would not be unlike spitting on his name, and mine, by extension. Jesus Christ.
Do you want me to take the voice for Edu? I mean, be a girl, I don't know how to say her name.
Ongdu. You take her voice. I simply had no reason to put on airs in front of my own followers. In any case, so you can't see anything if I block his pass, Do tell, how many fingers am I holding up? Those are not my eyes, you know. Your own folks. Then you have already acknowledged and accepted that you now belong to the Limbus Company.
Why didst thou not pay a visit to the LCE? Vilely, when one's mind is plagued by the absence of tranquil venturing forth into the open air and touchable field of grass, cleareth the storm of the heart. Jesus.
an aspect of Limbus Company is expected to act in the company's interest. Yet, for whatever reason, I didn't see you fighting on the field of battle during Operation Spider Prop. You will have to account for your absence in the mission. Otis addressed Kim as though she was commanding a former individual. Every word flat and hard. It was obvious she was not about to let her guard down anytime soon. What mission? Oh, that one. Kim finally seemed included to assess a more significant disposition. He stopped peering into my face and turned towards Otis, although his hand's still on my head. Alright, clearly there's some disconnection in experience here. Listen here, you. I'm really not all about that hard brother or some work. I'm really not all about that hard, bothersome work. Get what I mean? He said, fuck it, I'm taking a sick day. That is like the funniest thing to me. A real disconnect between his stoic expression and the words coming out of his mouth. I love him. I love this man. What? So, let's talk about the kind of fellow I am. Meet the residential layabout, who's forced to do his job with a frown, too, I might add. Only when he's got absolutely no other choice. I'm really not some big shot hung dude who's apparently been promoting me as, folks. And I very much like to stop getting roped into stuff that keeps putting my life online. Fine, then why did you join the LCD in the first place? If you'd rather be unemployed. My god, the man wants to be a NEET.
I mean, originally, before he became a bamboo-hatted Kim, he was just an unemployed man.
No, he wasn't even that. He was actually like a bodyguard for someone.
Wait, was he?
Yes.
Huh.
And then that person died, and then he formed Blade Lineage off of the remnants of it.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
No, never mind. They'd probably force you to stay. You caught on quick. First they spoke this nonsense about distortions and all that. Then Force hired me, calling me a company-owned resource or whatever. And the other day, they were again on board with whatchamacallit, Golden Bough. Yeah. They invited me on a tour to another department to listen on some important presentation. I accepted. I thought it would be a fine opportunity to broaden my perspective. Dude. Oh wait, you're fucking damn it. Dude, here, there are many times when your companions to my duties shimmers brighter than the sun. I find that attitude so dazzling that I have to squint when I'm looking at you. Who knows, maybe that's why I'm wearing that bamboo hat. To shade my eyes from your utter brilliance.
Do you mean to say that you're in need of a shield to protect your eyes? Lady Ezra, might I submit a request for a pair of sunglasses? Sorry, look at bamboo-headed Kim's face.
Oh my fucking god! So you're telling me he was just acting all serious in fucking Runa and shit? Oh my god.
He didn't even get any voice lines in Ruina.
Oh, he was a fucking general reception. Oh my god.
I'm taking a picture of that because it'd be
Okay,
funny
no.
to have just
Fucking finish
invoking.
the line. It will probably be in proper color.
Lady Azra, may I submit a request for a pair of sunglasses for my mentor? Only if it's not too much of an imposition. Fuck.
Imposition.
Is it imposition on the budget? That is.
That right there. That's what I'm talking about. But you're not to do. You can't just say yes to every silly thing he says and turn it into a supply request. Small exceptions, small expenses add up to a lot, you know. Gotta save up everything you can in the big piggy bank. Well, you still can. Or you'll end up broke. Oh my god!
I don't care that it's not in color. I'm still taking a picture of it. It's just so funny. Is there truly no room for reconsideration?
No means no.
Then pray make the purchase for me. I shall cover the cost myself.
No can wait, what? He's in fucking horror right now.
It's like
Wait, I want you to remember, he still has his hand on Dante's face.
oh my god.
I love
My
this,
poor
man.
mentor. I think he may be. He's something. Excuse me. My poor mentor is in a state of great discomfort. Yet I possess neither the wisdom nor the knowledge to navigate the silver tongue of merchants and the maze of stalls to locate the very best item. So I must beg this favor of you.
You're giving me a freaking headache, girl.
I am aware that you and yours are no strangers to dealings. There's no one else I can trust to complete such a procurement. I don't know.
Proclamation.
Proclamate with the swiftness of the wind.
You know what? Never mind. Never mind what I said. I'll just give you what you want. She's fucking pouting.
Pouting Ezra moment. Hold acting.
You hear that?
Anyways.
Oh my god.
You hear that? Fuck. You heard the gentle lady mentor. Your suffering shall soon be alleviated.
Right.
I think Bamboo Head Kim was just trying to give appraisal to.
He was trying to praise her, saying like that she's such a fucking good person that it's blinding.
And then her over here thinking he needs sunglasses. My apologies for interrupting a mid-conversation. Pray continue. What the fuck was that noise? Oh, wait, it was just from the game. You heard the part where they invited you to tour another department.
No sooner Ongdu words left her lips when her eyes glinted with something I couldn't really put my finger on. But it was a strange instinct that sent a chill down my spine. Yeah, so that day, I was going to relax here and watch some TV. My
that
man just
face.
fucking wants to watch, like, show TV.
He don't want to do nothing.
He just wants to rot.
He's done with life.
My god, I fucking relate to this character already. I love him. Well, good on you for showing up to work today, I guess. Does he have some stubble, or is that just my screen? I think that's just my screen. Let's just
That
say
is
there's
your
a
screen.
debt to be
Actually-
repaid.
There might be a slight stubble. At least you understand that we are needed in,
We are indeed
indebted.
in debt.
indeed indebted to the company.
Yeah, I suppose I do. Kim's gaze lingered on Ongdu's prosthetics arm as he answered.
Oh my god, wait a minute. His face before the scene change, it just looked like that one fucking cat.
The one
Hold
what?
up. A certain cat that I've seen over on the internet before. Hold on.
Oh, Miss Ongdu, your arms.
Oh, yeah.
Only after following Kim's gaze did Sinclair seem to notice Ongdu's brand new prosthetic arms. Last time we saw her, Ongdu had lost both her arms, and I remember Ezra asked her to sit tight and choose what kind of prosthetic she wanted. Those arms are probably it. It's not just the arms, her clothes are different now. And that sword. Verta.
Oh, yep. I had these arms fitted anew as soon as the operation was concluded. The gracious host in one of the LCD teams had prepared them in advance.
Do you think they decided to make Bamboo-Headed Kim like this because they seen all the fucking glaze he was getting from, like, I think it was either the Spanish or Brazilian community? Fucking about him just beating the shit out of, like, Matthias. With evidence suffice, Ongdu held up her dark metallic wrists as if to showcase them. The composition fixed along her arm clicked rhythmically, unfolding for a moment before neatly folding back into place.
Oh, such graceful smoothness, wed to a machine articulation. 'Tis as though I am beholding the marvelous prosthetics of the illustrious
Siegfried.
Siegfried himself.
Yep, the showcase would have gone lookier without without that trademark reaction. Those are sneakily similar to Big Reed's Industries N7 lineup, but I thought that model was discontinued. Nah, not theirs. It's one of the prosthetic developers by the LCD's Phenomenon and Disciplinary team. And they put him on her for trials. For a trial. Doubt you'll find another one like them. They're based on technology spunked from distortions. Oh, I see. For a brief moment, Sinclair's eyes lit up as if he had glimpsed something that brought him back to a memory. Then just as quickly he fell silent. He said whatever he wanted to say next, caught in his chest. Stream's lagging a bit. Ferda.
Does something trouble you, Master Sinclair?
Oh, wait. Okay, so they actually fucking redid that art, I'm pretty sure.
They did.
They did?
Believe so.
Yeah, no, that was a different art style than the one previously. It wasn't hard to understand what struck the terror tread moment for Sinclair, and why it cast a shadow over his face. But, sorry, just reminded me of something from a long time ago. My dad used to work with prosthetics before he passed away. I thought this was the exact same model I saw back then.
It appears I lack tact. These arms have stirred a painful memory within you. For that, I apologize.
That's alright. I'm fine now. Oh, stream's back to normal. Sinclair's voice still carried a faint tremor, but beneath it, there was a firmness that had not been there before. It really had grown a great deal. You came to thank yours truly for picking the sword. I was there with her.
I did inform Lady Ezra that any pip could serve as a weapon would suffice, but she instead, on browsing the goods I disarray, I was given the opportunity to lay my eyes upon every type of sword I could ever hope to see in this life, walking through the workshop street that day.
Oh, please, girl. We walked for just 4 hours. That's nothing. While everyone was distracted talking about Ongdu's new outfit and equipment, Kim was quietly slipping away from the crowd and crouched down in a corner. He was rummaging through the strands on the floor, picking them up. Is he pocketing them? Anyways, what is this place supposed to be? What are these things? It's basically a wreck now, but there are sabans and they cloak backdrop over there. Maybe it used to be a Photoshop. Okay, that could explain why there are so many photos stuck around the place. Probably. This thing definitely looks like a camera, at least. Sinclair picked up a small circular object and turned it over in his hand. Suddenly, studying it with curiosity. Why do you suppose this is? Suppose this is battery, maybe? There's some kind of strand inside. Let me pull it out. No, that's... Otis shouted a sharp warning at Sinclair, as if she realized something. But Mersol's hand had shot out before she could even finish, clasped around Sinclair's wrist before the strip could be pulled out. What did I do? Exposure to the sunlight damages these objects. I already pulled a little bit out, though. It can be rewounded. Carefully. Rotate the rigid shape on the cylinder. I'm currently blocking the sunlight from reaching the exposed section. Damage is of no concern. Oh, okay. You mean this one, right? This is the part that rotates. Yep, it went back in. With a quiet nod, Mersol took the object from Sinclair's hand. It seems to be a film roll. There's something written on the outside of it. Experiment 4. It appears to be a collected roll of film and camera. You seem to have handled one before. Yes. Mersol answer came without any further explanation, but the way he adjusted the camera on the table certainly didn't look like that of a first timer. I once received a report concerning photography taken on film cameras during the war. Film rolls used by N-Corp are practically different to fakeness. They were often used to collect intel during secret operations. Film fixes light directly onto the middle, from what I've heard. Hey, so I guess the distortion detective might be fucking retconned?
What?
Because,
would you
film's
elaborate?
not allowed in the city. Specifically N-Corp.
So they're breaking a taboo.
Yeah, Lamau, I guess? Oh my god, they're 2 for 2. They fucking retconned both books in these intervalos. Oh my god.
Okay, so
They're 2 for 2!
Was it Limbus Company that took all these photos, or was it someone else? That's the thing.
No, obviously it was someone else, but they're 2 for 2 so far. Unless that changes, they're 2 for 2 on retconning the books. A particular expression flashed over Ezra's face as he regarded Otis. Perhaps it was the mention of war that caught her attention. We managed to regroup in one piece. Let's come up with a plan to deal with these distortions, guys. Where should we begin? Then, in the next breath, she returned to her usual bubbly self. The strain and steered the conversation away from this subject. Both Ezra and I were both still trying to be free from the misconduct we inflicted on ourselves. From all her unfamiliar irky disappointment, Ezra too might be carrying traumatic memories, even every bit as depraved as Gregor's. Does there yet remain a tune dividing illustration? Yeah, wait, you're right. Haven't we checked the distortion already? Cleared up the distortion already? I couldn't feel any more traces of distortions nearby, and it seems like anything didn't seem like there's any of the other Sinner teams anywhere else were actively engaged in battle at the moment either. Dante is asking whether or not the distortion suppression is not in fact has already been concluded. I'll be right back. I need to check something.
Alright.
Back.
Welcome back.
Oh no. Oh, not yet. These people we fought just now, they only got caught up in the distortion. They didn't actually distort themselves. We haven't even gotten close to the distortion's infection point yet. Infection point? Anywho, finding an infection point without the team leader, also any around's gonna take some time. Maybe it wouldn't be too bad with your help. Ezra swept her eyes around the room, and with a look of frustration, as though she had been just handling a puzzle box with half the pieces missing. By infection point, are you referring to the point on the graph in which the direction of its cultivation changes? Calling to mind the present context, it may less be mathematical terms and more a specialized Ptolemy-ish, referring to the point at which distortions occur, the monolith, intel, or indeed, the point in which infections of the mind occur. Yep, that's about right. That's the kind of infection point I was talking about. So, in our department, we use that term to mean the source of a distortion, the infection or cause behind it, stuff like that. Distortion's hard to treat if you don't know the core cause. Treat the symptoms you see on the surface all you like, but if you never face the root cause, the distortion's never good and solved. Though I guess you guys never really had to look for that kind of stuff, huh? Your boss clock opens a door into their fathoms or whatever, right? You mean dungeons of the fathom. Yep, that's the one. From where we're standing, distortions are really high maintenance. Time-consuming headaches. It's one thing to somehow manage to locate the infection point, but curing it is another thing. But you guys can just march straight into someone's heart, knock the snot out of everything in there, and then, ta-da! Patient's ready for discharge. That's how it works, right? Not gonna lie, I was so jealous when I heard about it. I almost bit my sleeve off. My god, give me a second. It's dawn.
Yep. Verily, I had thought our team would set about resolving distortions once the foe was vanquished, as we are wont to do. Was that not so?
Of course not. Why would anyone come to us with a distortion suppression request if it were that simple in the first place? But yeah, most of the time peeps try brute force approaches to first. And when things go south, they send requests to the company or to our detective office. That means the client this time must have been, bingo, already a resident of the Butler Street. Had all chips into commission all kinds of appropriations like the ZY and combat specialized fixer offices, but none of them actually do things right. And the job got passed on to us. Meaning the distortion phenomenon relates to this kind of photography. This is still occurring, unchanged, somewhere on the streets. Exactly. That's why we gotta find something. Anything that might count as a clue. As we're gazed down at the people lying on the floor with a concerned expression. Neat ash gray suits and the logo on the collar of their uniform and briefcase. Hey, isn't that N-Corp's logo? Come to think of it, wasn't Mersal? I was once employed by N-Corp. Ferda.
Oh, sorry. What? You used to work with these people?
Yeah, he did mention that he used to work at N-Corp. Maybe he can offer us some insight. Do you know these guys? Who these guys are, Marshall? Yes, manager. They are N-Corp Class 2 staff members, given the camera briefcases in their possessions. They are likely members of the pre-frame team of Service Doug Klaus. Marshall recites the information as though he were pulling it from a file he had already stored and prepared in the back of a shelf in his mind. Okay, Pre-frame team, huh? Anything you can tell us about them? Yes. It is one of NCorp's many field departments related to information gathering and processing. Their primary duties include the handling of NCorp's intel information, analysis of NCorp's internal intelligence, and sorting and arranging of NCorp internal information and internal intel sector. That'd be enough. Well, he is a talking encyclopedia or something, yeah? Another thing to be jealous of. You think it'll be okay if we borrow him sometimes? Might be an issue of us if you just went and borrowed our team's encyclopedia. Looks like everyone agrees that he's an encyclopedia. Anyway, your encyclopedia's right. That they're from NCorp, pre-frame team. Seems they have seen them a few times before in NCorp's nest. But why would people already be busy enough dealing with nest affairs come all the way out to a shabby back streets like this? Got any guesses? I'm unable to determine that. The possibilities range from connections between two pieces of information is extremely broad, listing every relevant reason as to why they might have come here would require a considerable amount of time. Therefore, I will not present a definitive answer to that question. Ezra starts, there's holes into me. Within unspoken, is this dude always like this? Would have put any answers from me, you know? Because aside from combat specialized, I've still got no way to figure out what's going on in his head. Okay, then. Okay then, Marcel, maybe this will be easier to answer. From an objective point of view. And that was when I noticed something I never imagined would happen. Marcel's eyes widened, his gaze fixed on me with such focus that I could almost feel faint tremor in it. A leveling stare that came with, there is no such thing as an objective point of view, manager. A clipped tone and looked almost bordering on rebuttal. Bunk.
Rebuke.
Given justification seems infinitely closer to objective, but ultimately all things are subjective without exception. I fell silent for a moment, lost in thought. Part of it was because Marcel's reaction had caught me off guard, but I also wondered whether this response might be connected to why he would always refuse to make judgments for himself. And if this has something to do with his turn, which I know is just around the corner. Got it. Then tell me 3 subjective reasons you think are most likely for why these people are to come into the back street. I need to understand who he actually is as much as I can, because I'll never know when I'll get another chance to really get to know him if I brush this off with a simple, "Oh, I see, my bad," as usual. Yes, manager. I would presume that their mission was one of all of the following. Retrieval of video record, or recording of violation, or taboo. Okay, so it's still a taboo. Okay, right, so that does give an explanation. Promote a prompt elimination of the violator. Contact with information in the back streets. Collaborating with N-Corp's Nest. Or identify and arrest of a wanted individual or individuals designated by the Nest. Taboo. I mean, these people could be taboo hunters? Nah, no way. They don't send out taboo hunters for every single violation, you know? Like, Wings usually leave minor taboo violations to be handled by subcontracted fixer offices or employees of the department in charge. I'd say these guys are N-Corp staff. Miss Ungdu, what are you looking for in my pockets?
I'm looking through their belongings for enlightening clues yet to be hidden from the sleeve or the fold of their garments. Lady Moses has been gifted with the art of discerning the truth from what lies before her without a single glance. Yet my eyes are foreign to such a feat.
Let me take a look too. This is still an employee card, and okay, this one's a wallet, so let's put that back. We don't want to be robbers. This might be it. It's an order massive. Ezra pulled a sheet of paper out of an N-Corp staff coat and read its contents aloud. Work detail. Elimination of individuals of Clause 3 taboo violation. Address Butler Street. This is the place. Which means all of this might be pointing to something. Whoever used to work in this station and the distortion phenomenon might be connected. Yeah, now that you mention it, when that whole pop and crackle thing happened, it did kind of feel like a camera flash. Alright, let's start by combing through this place. Let me know if you find anything suspicious. Oh, at long last, has the hour arrived for my debut as a detective forsooth? Sorry, right, I forgot. Don Quixote must have been miffed from not getting to play detective back in T-Corp. No idea where she's been keeping them, but she immediately pulled out the detective props that had been given to Rhodia, Ryoshu, and Hong Lu back then. Barely. I had foreseen that. Oh, fuck, it's you.
Oh. Verily, I had foreseen that the day would come.
Fortunately, Otis wasted no time putting an end to Don Quixote's badly timed shenanigans. A sharp dress down from her was enough to make our dejected Carvin's adventures stuff the consume away.
Costume away.
Okay, then we should get moving too.
More reading. Oh. Huh.
Okay, I had a feeling this one
Oh,
would be
fighting.
combat.
Though, okay, so it seems like that N Corp and
Okay, damn it. Fuck. Ishmael. You.
Ahab. Also, this is.
Oh, wait.
this
It's
is
the.
like-
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, I see why it's Ishmael. Because Ongdu Ishmael. That's like the perfect lineup.
Ongdu Ishmael is like. Is
Oh my
tier
god,
3,
I
so
see
the-
The fucking cat.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to, like, make my profile Kim, aren't I? God damn it.
I mean, it's currently Kim's whole intervalo while being Mersault at
We
the same
spent a
time.
long while ruffling through the photo studio with the LCD team, but no one found any distinct evidence. There sure are a lot of photos around, but almost all of them are just pictures of buildings. Nothing much to tell from that. Aside from the Carnist contracting, the film roll Sinclair pulled up, there are no remaining items here that can count as proper clues, Executive Manager. I confirmed that the rest are all empty plaster containment units. Then it's probably best to check the contents of the film roll directly. Yes, Executive Manager. I will find a best way to develop the film. Did you guys find any spots, sort of film development room or equipment nearby? Let's search a little more before we see what's in that film roll. Mentor?
Mentor.
Oh.
Yeah. Mentor. What did you make of this object?
For the 8th time, Ongdu, I have no idea. If I had wits bright enough to understand all that lies before me, with a single glance, like that team leader, I would have passed the royal examination a long time ago and secured myself a luxurious position as a court officer.
But Mentor, hadn't you already passed the royal...
Once wash, sword does not retain its arc. Once swung, a sword does not retain its arc Ongdu. So it is with life. There's no undoing what has already been cut. Thus, it is unnecessary to dwell on what can no longer be undone. There is no after from what has been sliced away.
Not for you, Mentor. Ought you not dwell on what you no longer... what can no longer be undone?
I misspoke. I did not mean it that way, Ongdu. Merely meant to say that I do not wish to recall my past.
I am aware. You have told me as much since long ago, whenever you were placed in the position into... Sorry, yawning. whenever you were placed in a position to res- restance the path, retrace the past.
Also, going off of Bamboo Head and Marcel's uptight story, Kim actually had the potential. Okay, you remember how Lei Hang is one of the 10 blades of the East?
Mm.
You remember that? He's one of the 10 blades of the East.
Oh shit, yeah, that's right.
The same thing in Bamboo Head and Marcel's uptight story, which takes place when he was still like the bodyguard for someone. He was actually stated that he has the possibility to become one of those 10 blades. So my man is
And
really
yet-
just there is so much potential. I just don't want anything though.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I find that so fucking funny. I'm gonna need to turn this man into my PFP, aren't I?
You might. It's your choice after all.
Yeah.
Hold up. Jesus, I thought I was gonna sneeze, never mind. Mostly, all the Easteries where you filled your belly on unpaid tabs and each time you brought down the stone wall before our house by your own enringed hand.
Those are exactly the kind of things you should never forget. Ow. My belly. I feel a stabbing pain in my belly. This spot. Oh, the very wound you once gave me aches yet. The one from when you thought you were poking me with a scabbard. Yet by some cruel turn, it was your sword that ran me through.
Mentor, you said it was completely healed and that I needed not to concern myself with it. Those very same words have been repeated at least 80 times.
But it still aches every now and then. Cheerfully, I want to hear your sharp. Carefully, when I hear your sharp cutting word. Certainly, when I hear your sharp cutting words that I really don't want to hear.
Ah, is that so?
Undo suddenly pulled out a sharp piece of paper, began furiously writing something down. What's this?
I have written down the words that I have just said. If hearing my sharp cutting words affects you so, perhaps reading them instead would cause no suffering. Hold up. Yoink. I'm sending all these photos to this server and the GC. I mean, not the GC, the DMs.
Kim's face began to contort, began to conform like a wet, doused dish towel.
Dish
being
towel.
Wedged
Wrong.
wrung dry. I really can't believe this is the same mentor Ungdu follows so devoutly. Where was all that dignity and forbearing Ungdu said he had?
Young Ungdu, there is such matter I ask thee.
Apparently, I wasn't the only one who felt that way about him.
Pray, speak freely. This may perhaps be a discordant inquiry, but um, uh, I too, when speaking to others of those whom I serve, often ornament my words with a lamentation of an acceptable degree, and yet. I understand your concern, Lady Don Quixote. I suppose this is your first time seeing Mentor, with his shoulders so unbraced and his bearing so loose. In truth, when I first beheld him, I also wondered whether such a man could truly be a leader worth placing my faith in. However, upon my honor, I assure you that I never once uttered a falsehood when I spoke of him to you. My respect towards Blades. Sorry, I keep on yawning so much. My respect towards the Blades of my own foes alike, my determination to safeguard what must be protected, even should my arms be torn apart. All of these are undoubtedly the teachings that my mentor had imparted unto me. Truly? Why, if fortune should grant the opportunity, you may witness Mentor's true self yourself someday. That is to say, if we let ourselves be carried by the currents of the river, to arrive at such a chance.
Ungdu gave her prosthetic arm a clean sweep, smiling sincerely as though she truly believed every word she said. Then, leaning in closely to Don Quixote, she whispered,
Besides, unless I speak with this feigned stern ignorance, there will be no end to his digging in his heels. I would ask for your trust, for all is aimed at his benefit. For so thou too hast been burdened with the trials of serving your superior.
So that's what it was. I get it now. Lamb. Just as I witnessed the bubbling of this peculiar bond of... Oh fuck, I hit the wrong thing by accident.
All good.
Of camaraderie and comedy between our cultivating friends, the door leading outside was flung open with a loud slam. Also, after this, I'm probably gonna end stream. We have arrived at the target location. It appears that the advanced party has already been defeated. Wait, who are these people? Didn't they say it was only a single violator? Oh crap. It looks like it's too late to talk our way out of this. Whatever excuse we come up with. Oh boy, this is not going well. Same thing happened last time. When I saw the N-Corp employees, I thought we had the wrong intel. All of a sudden, a pop. Sudden flash blinded my blinded my vision white, as though I had stared straight into a burst of shining light, so intel and bright that it might made my head swing. Yeah, there was the same pop end. With my vision blinded, the only thing I could make out was Ezra's soft murmuring. Until even that came to a stop as her breathing hushed. Oh. It didn't take long for me to realize what had happened. Seeing it again doesn't exactly warm the heart, wouldn't you say, Hongju?
Though S-Corp may indeed be passing through hard times, this ally was not quite so wrenched in form, was it, Mentor?
Is that right? Looks much the same. Ah, this place. Did we just get teleported to Escort? No, Dante. Through the generations of pondering senses of various, this is... I think I know what it is. This is presence I haven't been able to detect until just now, but somehow it was surrounding us, stringing every corner of the space where we stood. The darling stone walls, trees, bed, and coiled in glossy form, the sheer of the light, and even the air we breathe. All things point toward a singular phenomenon. This is the depth of fathoms. Fathoms made out of the sword. They were all completely different distortions, where the N-Corp employees were just a mere moment ago. Executive manager. This is exactly it. This is what I was trying to explain. Where Ezra pointed, the people in smart, neat suits had vanished, and in their place, figures clapped in blood-stained stomp robes were approaching us with daggers. With dragging uneasy steps. Right, let's fight first, talk later. Ready, Ongdu? My blade is pointed.
My blade.
Lady Ezra. Wait, where's Bamboo headed, dude? I'm afraid he has already taken
I'm
his
afraid
leave.
he's already
He
taken
said he
his
had no desire to cross blades
no
with
desire to cross blades
the-
with
oh.
I don't know how to say that. If they just had fucking voice actors for
that's-
this interval
Chung Ossia.
of S-Corp twice.
Oh man, not again. He's a repeat offender. That's for certain. Executive manager, wherever Kim's gone off to, this definitely isn't the first time to be asking trivial questions. Right, let's do what Ezra says and get ready to battle. On your orders, Executive Manager. Men, prepare for battle.
Will we have Ezra fighting with us?
Yes!
Yes, we will. Also, all I'm gonna say is, good luck.
Wait, I thought you were behind me.
I was in a mirror dungeon.
Oh, okay.
I am not wanting to spoil this, so...
Holy long-ass passive name!
What the fuck? Limbus Company Specialized Custom Prosthetic Prototype MK5 dash, the bucket arms? I don't know how to say the name. Hi, Ezra.
Okay, so in this version, okay, right. So she has a different moveset now.
Somewhat similar to her old one, but yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't
What's
like
her path?
manifest long.
물러서지 않겠습니다.
Okay.
Ah!
She.
이 작살은 필살의 집념이 담겨있지.
봐, 어렵지 않지? 이미 관찰 기록이 있는 유형대로만 공격하면 되잖아. 관찰 기록을 잘 읽은 것 같네.
Okay, right. Time to use the ego immediately.
Which ego?
Yes.
Okay. Yep. That is what I mean.
죄를 새겨주겠어.
Right.
멀쩡하. 숨을
There.
확실히 훌륭하군. 오버할 수가 없지. 덕분에 위험한 순간도 넘어간 적이
Oh.
많다지.
Didn't get the button.
기운이 빠졌나?
아, 이럴 때 재료 손질을 해야 안 질겨지는데.
즐겁겠군.
There.
예상한 것보다 움직임이 더 좋군. 자, 잘했군. 한 놈도 남지 않을 때까지 지금을 반복한다. 쉴 새는 없다.
내가 모르는 장치가 있었나? 아니면 참가상이 뭐라도 했나? 너희가 이기기까지 걸리는
오케이,
시간이
right.
단축되고 있네. 죄를 새겨주겠어. 그래, 딱 반쯤 죽여버려. 13조 2항에 맞추면 그게 제격이지.
제 앞에 책에 큰 피해를 준 것 같아. 기우스는 그런다는 완벽한 공격이었어.
아름다운 것, 그렇지 않은 것,
저런 사람을 영입해야 하는 건데. 사무실 직원을 관리에 재정 여유는 없고.
선원들!
알리사가
나를
가능도를
보호해라.
93%까지 끌어올렸던 실험 도구보다 산출값이 좋네요. LCA나 LCD에게서 산출했던 비정상값과 다르게 이건 쓸 수 있겠어. 양질의 데이터를 얻었고.
상대배들.
달빛이 밝다. 그 문까지 발진난을
본인이 방금 무엇을 본 것인가?
오케이.
엄청나게 강한 일격을! 우와, 지금 완전 삼촌들이랑 고모대 같았어.
And they're dead.
재현했어요.
매우 효과적인 청소입니다. 워프 열차 연산 시스템은
Of course, there's a story. Yo. That should be all of them. Surveying the area with measured alert, Ongdu cast the blood from her sword with a few sharp flicks before sliding it back into its sheath. They didn't change back. Doesn't look like being up the distorted one reverses them immediately this time around. Right? It's a fortunate turn of events, in a way. Letting us search for clues, well, time allows us. Right. You take that side, Ongdu, I'll search here. Ongdu and Ezra moved around as though they were used to this kind of situation, without even taking a moment to catch their breath after the battle. They began searching the space. Right then, Don Quixote was the first one to voice her doubt in the surreal, unfamiliar situation we found ourselves in. Battle distortions upon her arrival heralding, yet never before have we beheld our surroundings change with such a sudden flash. Retell, I cannot make sense of this situation. Couldst thou rename a detailed account of this distortion phenomenon? Apologies. It would appear I overlooked the briefing due to the urgency of this present. This is according to the definition presented by Lady Moses. It is Lady Moses. Location type distortion. It's basically when a whole space distorts, and since places and buildings can't move on their own, the distortions get fixed in a certain space. As for this one, it looks like the distortions already progressed pretty far along. Middle stage probably. They don't usually get this big, but this one here is converted almost an entire street. then those people, they entered the space and got caught up in it, and our job right now is to get to the bottom of the phenomenon. What exactly gets people caught up, and what happens? Oh wait, no, that's the wrong person. And what happens to them in? Of course, we can't really rule out the possibility of a full distortion that in case it covers upon its environment. Oh, by the way, I mean when a distortion bleeds into the space around it, it works. Oh man, I'm actually talking like our team leader, rubbing off on me, I guess. Ezra continued with a sheepish giggle. In any case, we won't be able to suppress or cure the distortion even if we whoop these guys' asses 100 times. We need more clues to help us locate the infection point. Maybe we should examine these people over here too. With a call, Ezra directed our attention to the rows of collapsed people all around. All of them clad in Dongu robes. And they are the gladius embodied upon their eyebrows. Who, being sent by speaking ordinance and pursuance, it makes them as chartes unto, functionally changing with scorns and hunting runaways. Runaway newbies.
You hail from the homeland as we do. I'm unsurprised that you know of them.
I could hardly fail to know, for I too was once entangled among their quarry. Scientists and technicians were daily being disposed of from their sectors in S-Corp after all.
So it was no idle tale. Scientists who ply their craft without fattening S-Corp's officers are seized forthwith and made nobis of the corporation.
Indeed, I count myself fortunate to have been abscorned with my friends. Therefore, the brand of Norvius could be imposed upon us otherwise.
Nobi, the wretched appellation, I don't know, conferred upon the people for convenience of those in power, a vile practice and an excuse of their power-mongering. I'm pretty sure I butchered that.
You had
Nothing
right.
more.
The so-called taboo hunters of Escort, obtained by much the same autonomy, does the branching of taboo the taboo summit of the hunters, or does the hunter first seize his prey to thereby after frame the capture with inventive
If the powerful so desire to chase a man down, to take possession of his every being and keep him caged, then they need only decree that he should bear the lot of a nobi. Such is what Escorp has become today. My mentor too is one of the victims that accursed or a cursed practice.
Then could these people have been sent out to capture your mentor or Yiseng?
Or me, perhaps. Or none of us.
You mean to state that they may be completion forms of charities generated by distortions that is a proficient conjuration. We are getting nowhere with this clue hunting. With a heavy sigh, Otis pressed her finger against her brow, as if her head was suddenly pounding in frustration. To divulge further information to matter, it is necessary to determine why the escort and its parties have appeared as the motif of this phenomenon.
Considering the course of events we have seen so far, would it not stand to reason that the distortion stains all nearby things with memories most foul?
The presence of the Charnahu suggests a possible connection to Yiseng's memories. Conversely, however, the absence of T-Corp's time collectors weakens that hypothesis. In which case, the most possible theory is that this particular distortion could have stemmed from Bamboo-Headed Kim or Hongdu's memories. Hongdu furrowed her brow and fell into thought, as though she couldn't grasp the full picture of the problem. I've seen a few distortions that show trauma or affect their surroundings, but this one I'm not getting that pop of inspiration. Couldn't even guess at what this distortion wants either. The white flash of light suddenly drowned my vision again as Ezra clutched her head and cried out with annoyance. Ugh, if only Team Leader was here. Cracking this would have been a piece of cake. And we're back. So, this is why you kept asking whether we're seeing bursting bins.
Seen anything bursting with a pop?
The N-Corp employees must have had it rough too, getting dragged into the distortion like this. I mean, what else were we supposed to do? It was self-defense. They were about to attack us. I suppose finding the root cause and taking care of it would be the fastest way forward. Let's just do what we can for now. Okay, first we need to develop the film we found here. We'll head to the nearest dark room and actually, let's first drag that slippery hat-wearing cloak back here. And get him talking about the Chonoha. That's probably our best bet. Every time we take a job, that laggard just slips off without telling anyone. As one part of me watches Ezra stamp her feet in frustration, I was also carefully following Heathcliff's team through the other part of my vision. Oh, I think I can help with that. Have you located him? Huh? What? Boss Clock found something? Yep, I found where Bamboo-Headed Kim is right now. Okay, I'm gonna end stream for a bit. I might pick it back up later, I might not. Anyways, see you everyone. Bye.
승부수가 먹혀들었고
Bye.